Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dark Souls. Well, we're just gonna go over here really quick to see how dusk is.
I am Dusk of Ulisil. It is an honor to see thee again. I shall follow thy wishes. My home of Ulisil was reduced to ashes long ago in my time. I have been alone ever since, but to be summoned thus, and to be of service to thee, it is most rewarding. Oh, forgive me. Such a long past time is none of thine concern. This may strike thine ear as somewhat peculiar, but long ago, in my homeland of Ulisil, I was beset by a creature from the abyss. I would have perished then, were it not for the great knight Artorius. In truth, I saw little of what transpired, for mine senses were already fled, but even still, there was something about Artorius, a certain balance of the humours that quite perfectly fits your semblance. Heavens, could it be that? Oh, dear me, that was Ulisil, many centuries ago. Please excuse my fanciful musings.
So yeah, she's kind of putting two and two together here.
This may strike thine long ago. I would have, in truth, but even that quite heavens. Oh, dear me, please excuse.
So, you know, it's kind of a cool throwback that they had.
Please summon me again. I wish to be of assistance. May the flames guide me.
But now, we're gonna go back to Duke's Archives with a pretty awesome new sword that we have. Alright, since we're back here, we'll go through the Duke's the Duke's Archives properly. I love this hat, it just looks so freaky. I think that is a mouth wide open, too. Anyway, we've seen this multiple times. Luckily for us, the Obsidian Greatsword's up to the challenge. You may also notice I switched to gold pine resin, outside of deciding to farm a little bit for it. It's also not grayed out. And we got a crystal short sword. The cool thing about the crystal pine resin is going to be the fact that, or not the gold pine resin, is going to be the fact that, oh hey, you can enchant the obsidian greatsword, which is at a +5 right now. It doesn't have any stat scalings, just like every other dragon weapon, sadly. I figured that golem would just despawn after you got its item, but I guess not. Oh, and they have generally a couple of dredgelings lying in wait, like that one. It's always the one that you don't see. What I generally like to do is go over to this side. That'll pull some dredgelings over here. And the Chandler generally doesn't want to come over on this side. He likes to go to the left side, but I don't know. You always, with Duke's Archives, you always want to use the bookshelves as some sort of stopgap between you and whatever, whatever seems to be wanting to kill you at this specific time. Gotta get a lot of crystal straight swords here. And, ooh, do my eyes deceive me? One of the archers decided to come down and play with us. That's fairly rare. What isn't rare is losing track of the sorcerer. There he is. Now then, where'd that dredgeling go? As of right now, you can see I am still wearing the Covenant gold serpent ring, and that's just, I'm hoping to God to eventually get something out of it from the Chandler's Trident. There we go. Enchanting it definitely was well worth the, see, this thing is way better than what it initially seems. You might say, oh, Zain, why are you putting on a ring of sacrifice? Well, that's because of this boss battle that we're coming up to. It is a guaranteed lose. You cannot win this, no matter how much you want to. But first, before we go here, because this area is generally, this area is pretty much not worth coming back to, except for that chest right there. That chest has a pretty awesome PvP weapon going for it, or a pretty awesome weapon in general. There's only one way to really get it, and it's, surprise, surprise, a pain in the ass to get it. Oh, hey, let's go and check out this bloodstain, though. No, actually, I was expecting the bloodstain related to the mimic over here. Luckily for us, the obsidian greatsword is ridiculous. I was kind of hoping to get the symbol of avarice off of him, but none of us are really that lucky now, are we? As you can see, everything's starting to become more and more, well, crystallized. And, well, that's because of Seath the Scaleless. You always wonder why he is scaleless? Well, we know now. I mean, he is clearly addicted to crystal meth. I always forget that they don't drop the crystal set here. It's further down. Only two twinklings from that one. Oh well. Alright, are you guys ready to lose this fight? I am wearing the rare ring, just for the simple fact that, I remember... Yep, there we go. He does do curse damage. Just slightly. Just in case, though, I mean, it did hit generally for more. what I remember. For curse, that is. But, so, congratulations. We won by losing. Now then, we have... Well, we can do... Everything almost does a significant amount of physical damage, as well as magical. But now we're in the cell. We could go down here, but there's nothing there at this moment. We don't have a key for that. You may be wondering, well, we don't have a key for this now. You're correct. But now we do. With our escape, they released the hounds, or well, the Illithid. It's clear that they're going for a callback to Demon Souls with the Mind Flayers. Let's rush up to meet them. We could go and open up these other cages, well, some of the other cages, but right now we don't really need to. Something a little more devious beyond the Illithids just at face value. Also, these used to be a really good place to farm humanities. A lot of it has to do with the fact that they went to the, you know, the Fair Maiden went to the catacombs. Luckily, these things are not nearly as scary as the Mind Flayers were in Demon Souls. I want to see if I could go and show off the R2 attack. Problem is, with most special R2 attacks, there's a long wind-up. Ah, crap. And that hurt. It's a shame that their bodies shatter. I'd like to get a better look at them without having to fight them. There is something downstairs that we're going to have to look at, but I want to go first and turn off the music upstairs. Luckily, we don't have to see much of Snakemen. I believe this is pretty much the only area where they really reside. Alright, now we can finally get out of the archive dungeon. It's more still just the normal archives, but you know, there's also dungeon-y aspects to it. Really strange. So let me go down here, though, really quick. There's a couple things. 2 non-hostile Illithids. Illithines. They're just crying. Because, well, outside of their will, they've been turned into this. Let's show off the R2 attack. Okay, good. Logain did not get hit by that. I was a bit worried. That attack does remove 50 durability, which is, well, quite a lot. But you get 350 durability on the sword, so it's not too bad.
Hello again. What a chance meeting this is. Alas, I'm imprisoned once again. I don't suppose you could stage me a getaway. The archives. Such a storehouse of knowledge. So close, but just out of reach. The thought offends me so I could simply die. As a student of the arts, you understand me, yeah?
Alright, so we have a secondary quest outside of defeating, you know, everybody else. We gotta go and help Logain come out. Alright, well, since everything else has been basically taken care of, might as well venture a look into the other cells. Well, since we got that item, we'll keep that closed just so if we ever do want to come back here, we don't have to worry about that guy opening the door and coming after us. And of course we could have gone down there through here as well. A lot of these are interlinking, which makes me wonder, like, is this really a prison, or what purpose did this actually serve? Oh, and another, one of the more useless rooms. I don't know, a lot of people seem to not really care for the Obsidian Greatsword, but I like it. Alrighty, so let's go and do some platforming. Almost dying, but that's okay. As long as we don't die, almost dying is perfectly alright. And then I always forget my bearings on this one. And here's another way to get back up onto this platform if you didn't, for some reason, want to fight the squid ladies. I should also mention that those two miracles that were initially dropped, they can only be... they're only given to maidens of the Princess Guard Covenant. So, yeah, you know, just to reinforce the fact that a lot of screwed up crap happens here. A lot of people always theorize that we're playing the bad guy, but you know, Seath the Scaleless kinda goes beyond that. Alright, there's one other thing I want to show off here in the prison. And that's this huge door. Look at it. Actually, it's going to be right over here. You see that shiny in the distance there? I have to take some damage. But we got the white sentence ring as well as the maiden's set. So basically, this is what we would have been doing if she were to succeed, or even if she were to fail. Her fate would be to, well, be turned into a weird creature. I think that's all we're going to do for this update. I want to thank you all again for joining me, and I'll hope to see you in the next update.